Hello, so this guide is great for extreme or even rage difficulty, but it will work well on lower difficulties as well with the minor adjustments. Now, let's start with the basics. Why would you need to do the lab runs? Well, for the loot, for the blueprints, for the items themselves like the crystal stuff to upgrade some progression, and of course for the rare items to finish the game and some other stuff. But what most people don't tell you about that, this is also a great way to gain blue cubes. As you can see, dismantling them will give you blue cubes. So let's dismantle one of each. Not to mention the money and some of the other stuff. So yeah. You can farm this for blue cubes. So basically you need to do at least 10 lab runs with all of the key cards and some other stuff. Also, what are the best cards? Well, blue, green, and red. What are the more or less interesting ones? It will be black, the purple, and the yellow ones. So these are the best. This is the rarest one, the blue one. The most common one is black because you can buy it from the merchant. Also, I will put in the comment section a big note on how to get some of these keycards. For example, the blue access card can spawn on the miner, the senior miner boss, because some people will have a lot of problems getting them, and the sooner you read about them, the better. So some guy said he translated it from the developer video on Bilibili, and anyway, it seems like it's the official thing, and you can really find them in a lot of locations, some of them, or otherwise you just have to search the marked rooms X and O being the better rooms. So yeah, good luck with that. Okay, well, let's go over here. As you can see, I have most of the talent, most of the skills upgraded. It might seem like it's a little easier for me, but trust me, it's not. It's just as hard as it was in the beginning. So what is the talent? Well, if you're playing on a lower difficulty, definitely Berserker, because he will be much faster and that will be great for you. If you're going to use the marksman, then I recommend you don't even go and do runs in the labs, because if you need the marksman's damage or the sniper rifles to do this, that means you're doing it too slow to be actually worth it, more or less. So don't try to use the marksman because it's just not going to be fast enough. The porter, in case you don't have a max backpack, but I have one. And I'll use the survivor. Why will I use the survivor? Because I was so tired of just running away from the enemies, or just having bad luck, or sometimes almost getting killed, and I actually died a few times. Basically, it's a very dangerous area on this difficulty, but on other difficulties it can be dangerous as well. So with all of the buffs, I have 9 armor, so a little bit of a hint on how armor works. So if you have 1 armor above your enemy's penetration, it means 30% less damage. 2 armor is 50%, 3 armor is 60%, 4 armor will be 70% less damage than the bullets or the gun do. Anyway, so that means I'll be rocking tier 6 stuff. Just because it's a lot safer this way for me. And I'll be using an RPK with hip fire. Just the normal hip fire stuff, a big magazine. And remember to buy the crates. Every time you enter into the game, you have to remember to buy the tactical knife crates, tactical knife kits, and open them. Sometimes you'll get a knife that has more movement speed coefficient than the others, which will be great. This is my movement speed with the RPK, and this is the knife. As you can see, it's so much faster. Again, most important thing is speed over here. As for the totems, again, it's a bigger discussion, but if you're playing on a lower difficulty, I recommend you have the level 4 combat armor, because it gives you 7 backpack capacity as opposed to 2 with the level 6 that I'm wearing. Same for the helmets. You can just use the Max Pro helmet or the Side Pro helmet, which will give you 1.4 kilograms, but for a head armor, as opposed to this, which is 3.6. Yeah, so that's kind of like for the equipment. We also have to speak a little bit about the totems themselves. If you're playing on a lower difficulty, I just recommend you use 2 agility totems. It can be annoying to heal up all the time, but the speed increase is massive, so use those. Otherwise, you can use the HP, but that will slow you down a little bit as well. You can use the armor, that will decrease physical damage taken by 8%, but like I explained how the armor system really works, you'll get much more out of the Aegis totem as well, so not be bleeding, but that's not such a huge deal anyway. Otherwise, you can use, let me see if I can find it, sturdy. So as you can see, at level 3 sturdy, you just get max weight and max backpack capacity, but this is selective looting, so you'll only be looting the cool stuff. Also, you'll be looting a lot of events, armor piercing bullets, so use these. Very good. That's it. Also, yellow injectors, 2 sets of them, and 2 weight-bearing injectors, which will solve most of your issues anyway, so that's why I'm not worried about the backpacks or some of the other stuff, because you can just use an injector. They last 240 seconds, so if you have, let's say, 6 of them, that will be more than enough for the entire raid. Also, before you enter, make sure you have them unlocked. So if you don't have the JLab certificate unlocked, that means you need to do the quest for them. To do the quest for them, I think you need about 6 of them. So don't do lab runs unless you have the JLab certificates unlocked at the trader. Let's go. Oh, that was a lot of explanations, but I guess they were needed for some people, because you'll be doing this a lot, like I said, for the money, for the progression items, for the blue cubes, for the keycards, for the millions of reasons. Now, it's a bit of a discussion what you should go for here first, but no matter where you spawn in this area, I recommend you go for the switch, the power control area, and that's it. We'll go for something like this, and then we'll go back over here. We'll skip most of the stuff unless there's something on the table or if it's a computer console. So yeah, go through here, skip all of that. Go back over here, hit this room obviously, go over here. Pass the stairwell because you need to hit the screening room. And then when you come out of the stairwells, go over here, the weapon crate, then zone 9 office, red chamber over here, then go through here, and then go through here and there. Now, there is a purpose to all of this madness, like I said, just because you want to loot the other rooms first, because these ones might have some good loot, but usually they don't, so The blue room can have some cool stuff and some other interesting things, but again, you want to make this in an order, otherwise it will take forever. So let's activate this, don't open any other crates, and I'll show you what to loot from that map. Over here, unload the ammo, take the cash and the armor piercing bullets, and that's it. That's all you loot from these guys, unless they drop something interesting. They also have a lot of very cool attachments. This is more than enough speed, plus you'll most likely stop. I guess that's military hand radio over there. Most likely stop for some enemies. There is a crate over here that sometimes spawns, so look at for the JLab crates. Don't fight too many enemies because they'll definitely slow you down a lot. You have to do this every time you're playing the game. Also, you can, when you enter a room, press Y, as in, you know, the thing near your T, between T and U. Get a top-down view. I don't care enough about that. Again, there are a lot of golden badges. Look at that compass just sitting over there, but if you have the time only. Otherwise, a few seconds can make the run last minutes longer, which is something we don't want. Because that means if you do less runs with more loot, that doesn't mean you'll actually get a lot more profit. That just means you wasted more time sometimes, because it's all luck based. Sometimes you'll get a super cool item, sometimes you'll not get anything. I did a run where I only got small ammo from the enemies, so they didn't sell for much, so yeah. Okay, skip that. You can look at what's inside. Also, you can use speed or photo mode to look at what's inside some of these buildings or rooms. I guess it's a bit cheesy, but you can clearly see the code and the chest over there, the toolbox. So yeah. It's kind of like the first room I opened, which is the green card one. Codes over there and some other stuff. Also, I'll show you what's in the boxes. This is very important because you need the thermal goggles to finish the game, to kill some enemies in another room, which will not explain. It's a bit of a spoiler, so I'll just leave it at that. Over here we'll just loot all of the consoles, you know, and the filing cabinets. Just because of the potential for extremely good loot. Like that. Again, I just take the lighter stuff, so I don't bother with anything like trash loot. mostly take something light like these things. Stuff can spawn on the floor as well. This is kind of like a bedroom. Oh. Usually you have more than this. So let's go. No, I don't think most people do all of the complete runs, so that's why I'm not touching really everything. I panicked there a little bit. So that's why a laser is so good, because you can just put the laser around the enemy, and when you see the enemy you can shoot at him. Look at the attachments of their weapons as well. Sometimes they have really cool stuff. I guess this is why I have so many medkits. Oh wow, that's nice. Usually you get one JLab tier 2 certificate per run. And cabinet, some other stuff over here, don't bother. Wow. That was dangerous. This is with very high tier armor. If I didn't have high tier armor, I would have died. I don't know what happens. I guess sometimes they just hit you in the head a lot of times. Or you forget. Oh, this is why. Yeah, they might have one of the black Emma MDRs. These things will hit you like a brick. I guess it's again dependent on your luck. He was camping for me. Did you see that? He was waiting for me over there. What a cruel world this is. Yeah, there's usually an enemy over here, which is super annoying. As you can see, you can find tier 5 helmets without any issues on the enemies. I guess I should equip this and just do a big heal. Dark Miner. Wow! This is a very rare drop. So this is why I always come to the screening room, because you can get a Spear MCX, you can get the Dark Miner game and some other stuff. Also, I can 100% guarantee you that in this room you can find spears. Also some vodka on the table, casually sitting over there. Yeah. Even though this is not a keycard room, oh yeah, this is so much worth it. Time to use the steam. We'll go to the stairwell and then we'll have some more explanations. Good, I found the Dark Miner. You'll also need to find the Dark Miner game and also the color monitor. They double team you in here, so that's why you have to be super careful when entering this room. These guys don't have anything useful, they're just the normal robots, except they're more dangerous. Just take one of that as... Let's make sure we are drinking and eating enough. So, go through these two over here, not much to say, that, and then through here. Well, I guess it's a bit of a discussion, so go through here, and then go through here, because you have another J-Lab just over there, and then kind of skip it. This is a dangerous area, so you skip it. You can go check what's in the prison, but usually there's nothing interesting. This is where you need the overalls to get the thingy from there, but I don't have it. I'll do it in the next video. And then go through here. Well, don't go too close to the bathroom, because any bathroom can have the fly squad. You don't want to fight with the flies in here. They're such a big trouble. And then we'll go to the stairwell. So this, that. You can check what's in over here, because sometimes there can be something special, or if you need more supplies, definitely check it. And then here, and that's that. There's tears today, I guess. Okay, that should be all of the enemies. Nice and slow. Also grab some grenades. Grenades will definitely be very useful. Is a thing? Back room. Okay. Put a booster, and this will be the medical room with a lot of injectors. If you need some of them, take them. If not, well, just leave them where they are. They're not really that good to sell, but you can get a lot of weight-bearing injectors, some other cool stuff. And as you can see, you can basically get your loadouts from this place. See? Yellow injectors, weight-bearing injectors. Yeah, so you don't even have to buy anything from the merchants. Just get the stuff from here. There are a few notes over here that I missed. The DTMDR762, yeah, that's the one that almost killed us. I think also we had note 48 over here, research on blue crystals. That I already took. This run should take you about 15 minutes or less. I mean, if you don't speak like I speak right now, it should take you less than 15 minutes. Maybe even, I don't know, this should be about a 10-minute run if you just follow all of the instructions and get a little better at it. This is the weapon room. You'll find a lot of weapons and a lot of attachments on these tables, and sometimes you'll find guns over here, not now. Usually I don't loot the ammo boxes, it's not worth it. Unless you really need the money, don't search for them, okay. Armor is kind of cool. Definitely search the safe over here. Okay, we have 2 weapon crates. You can even get 3 weapon crates. Okay, we'll leave that over there. Yeah, a bit unlucky. Like I said, don't search those. Okay, ammo box. I guess you can search one. Usually the more ammo boxes you search in a level, the better the loot. Also, you don't see these cabinets unless you go for top-down view. Pretty bad loot, I would say. I guess we got a very important item, but other than that, kind of got scammed on these other 2 rooms. I guess you just eat an egg and then drink a water bottle. And use a steam for speed. All of these have a lot of boxes, but like I said, not really our goal. Here you'll fight 2 or 3 enemies at least. Including a robot. Like I said, they don't really drop anything special, so might as well not even search them if you don't need. Yeah, I only use this shot for that jail upgrade. That's, by the way, the tier 2, I guess, lab from here. I mentioned that I really hate that tiny area, and this is why I hate that tiny area over here, see? I don't go through there because you can get surprised by these guys anyway. I guess I could show you the area. Oh, look at that. It's just another solid gold badge that can spawn on the desk. Military handheld radio. Let's go. Now, this is mostly based on luck. Let's loot these guys as well. So you'll be looting so much of the enemies that you don't really need any other items for money, or grenades, or healing, or injectors as you saw. Which is the funny part. Oh man, they nearly killed me with their SMGs and some of the other stuff. Be careful now. Tier 5 body armor. Like I said, you can just put one in your slot over there. Of course he throws a grenade. Why wouldn't he? And like I said, you can use photo mode to your advantage a little bit. Check out some of that space over there. Purple room doesn't really have anything worth of note, to be honest, but sometimes it will have some cool stuff. Graphic card SLI. When you see what that does, you'll go crazy. I will not search that. We'll search the saves. They're really worth it because of the potential for cool stuff. I guess the jelly upgrades are kind of like the highlight over here. Usually have 2 of them. Just a random graphic card. Hey, you cannot see that if you don't have this sometimes, okay? We still don't need any injectors, which is great. Serial knife are on the way. Wow. Okay. I think this is one of the more average raids, but because we find some rare items, it's going to be much better once we do this area. He actually got me with that one. There are usually 2 of them over here, that's why I'm more cautious. Okay, that's nice. Let's do a reload. I thought there was no one here. Careful of the STG-77 guys, because they're the ones that will headshot you a lot. And like I said, I searched the weapon boxes over here mostly because of the possibility to get attachments and or some other interesting stuff. And then we'll go up top and we'll search the rest. I guess you can skip some of these parts and just straight for the... Just go straight for the rooms. But to be honest, you'll need the... I don't know, about 10 million duck coins to finish the game anyway. I really hate that guy. Hate that guy as well. We're searching all of these computers as well, like I mentioned, but Forex scope, that's interesting. Guess we'll do our best to collect all of the random money and bullets, because you'll actually be a little surprised by how much money you make when you sell all of that. So through there, get that red zone. I guess we'll search all of the safes. Advanced armor piercing bullet for the sniper rifle, nice. This will also be a big fundraiser. I guess we're finally full. We're not full but heavy. Wait, I used one of the weight. We'll throw this away because it's relatively heavy for about 3000. Well, no. What did I think about it? I think I should keep it. Just kind of like a little bit of a show and tell thing. And over here, like I said, you can... Well, I recommend you look at all of the desks. Some of them will have interesting things. You'll find so many graphic cards while doing this run, you'll be bored of them. Okay, and then we'll go through here. You can search the entire area for more gold badges, but to be honest, it's not really worth it. Money is not the main reason you came here anyway. You wrong turn over there. And I guess for the sake of, you know, a survival run, we'll drink the water. This is actually a pretty tough run now that I look at it a little better. 37. Jeff. I plan to dismiss him, Xiaoming, as well. I think I also found 38 over here. Yeah, so 38 was, note 38 was also somewhere in the rooms. Now, this room is a bit of a wacky combination of medical boxes and some other stuff, but here you can find some of the more rare stuff as well. Plus all of the medical supplies you'll ever need. Color monitor. Oh, you actually make the color monitor. Interesting. Okay, so I guess that's it. We are mostly done with this stuff. Why is the monitor in the room that shouldn't have a monitor? Oh, about it. That was the blue room. Then you can leave. Also, obviously, you can search a lot more rooms for the jail upgrades. That's why I'm specifically doing this route. Yeah, there are faster ways. I think you can do it in about 10 minutes after you know all of this stuff and don't have to look at your map, and you also don't have to loot the blueprints or some of the other stuff. Over here there is a safe and a jail lab right over there. You just have to take the envelopes. You never know what you're going to get. Wow. Yeah, I would say this is a medium run or sort of. And then we just leave the area. So yeah, that's the full map looted in about 20 minutes, but that's counting explanations, that's counting the blueprints and some other stuff. Usually you can do that in 15 minutes or less. Plus I didn't use the stims all the time, plus we kind of wasted a lot of time with the looting part. Okay, so let's register all of these very cool things. Slot SLI. You basically sandwich the graphic cards. You may put 3 into 1 in order to boost your Bitcoin production. This is the thermal goggles you need for the little enemies in the core room. We have the Duck Miner game over here, which we'll probably play right now so you can see. You obtain a red envelope. Okay, let me see where the other graphic... Yeah, you know what, let's just craft a big... We need for the color motor. Oh wow, you need so many things. So you need the black and white, 2 bulbs, 3 cables, 1 ink. I guess I'll have to search for the ink. Yeah, we'll probably do this. Okay, let's finish showcasing all of this stuff over here. And then we'll get the other stuff. I was not planning on showing the color monitor in the game, but I guess we might as well do it. So we need super glue A and B to sandwich them. That's so silly. I mean, come on. You need now you need the super glues at the end of the game. What a cheap trick. So we'll put that over there. We'll use all of this stuff. 194,000. That's how much money we can make once we sell some of this stuff. We'll probably end up selling everything, but we need to open the envelopes. Dumplings. Delicious. Divine welding mask. See, that's why you search all of the red envelopes. Bitcoins. I guess we'll put them in the loot table as well. Okay, so let's start selling stuff. Okay, 29,000. Special. I guess we'll sell them anyway. Most people will sell them anyway. We'll keep that. Sell that. The kazoo, the coins, the vodka. Oh, I guess we'll keep some of this stuff, but probably you will sell most of it. We'll keep that. This is 2,500. I guess it was not that expensive. You can also sell this, depending on how much ammo they have in them, they can be between 3,000 and 6,000. Okay, we'll keep that. So how much money did we really make? Wow, that's a lot of money, mostly because of that badge we found by accident. So that was 100,000. Yeah, let's just 100,000 plus a lot of other cool stuff we got, plus the attachments, plus the extra stuff, plus 7,000. Yeah, it's a lot more, to be honest. So we can make over 100,000 in 20 minutes. So that basically means you can make anywhere between 300,000 and 1 million duck coins in 1 hour of labs. But again, that depends on a couple of things as well. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's see what we need to grab the monitor, and let's grab the monitor. Because I also want to play this silly little game. So 3 cables and ink. We just need 3 cables and the ink. It shouldn't be that hard to obtain. You know what? We'll just go out like this and just kill enemies. The cables and the ink. Sure, it shouldn't be that bad. We'll just go and do our normal looting run. I should probably skip this and edit it out, but to be honest, I think I need a bit of a break anyway, so let's just do this in one go. Do we have any more blue injectors? Nope, we don't have them. Hey, don't blow up the barrel. Wow, so many mean enemies. Wow, that's such an annoying move. I was expecting that. So ink is the hardest thing to get, I guess. Didn't get any ink, so we have to rely on the other houses for that loot. This was such a hard... Oh, I think we can buy from the trader. Oh, but I didn't bring my cash money with me. No, that's okay. We can probably sell a few items from there as well. Sell stones and nails. Oh, I miss using my shovel ones. No, I think we can buy the ink from here as well. So you don't need to stress as much as I'm stressing right now. Actually, no, I'm sure you can buy the ink from here. Plus the super glues. They are so expensive. Oh, what? He doesn't have the ink? That's so cruel of him. Usually he has the ink. Okay, let's go to the house, and if he's not there, well, I guess I'll have to showcase the games in another video, but you kind of get the idea. It's very easy to get all of this cool stuff and then just relax a little bit and get the extra items. I guess it's also a nice showcase of how the game is. Yeah, look at that. I'm using endgame gear against the normal ducks. They have no chance. I think I've sold millions of inks, and now that I know I need them, they're not showing up. I guess this could also be a problem on over saturation of high level items and you're not getting the lower level items. Yeah, it's definitely a problem. Just duct tape, or I guess glue the graphic cards together. Okay, this has been so killer. Sorry I cannot show you the color monitor, but at least you know how to get it. See you next time. Bye bye.